Welcome to Hard Knocks and Hard Cuts, the CNC podcast where we talk all things machining and machining tech. Yeah, welcome back to the machine room. This is where we're going to deep dive everything CNC, metalworking, and manufacturing tech. I'm your host, Andy Watkins, and tooling and consulting and machining rep, and a die-hard process optimizer. Listen, Hard Knocks and Hard Cuts isn't just another industry puff piece. It's 34 years of real CNC, blood, sweat, and chips, distilled into one brutally honest take on where the value is in 2025. I'm Andy Watkins, tooling guy, machining rep, ROI hunter, and I don't just sell showroom dreams. I help shops find machines that hold tolerance, make chips, and pay for themselves. Hey, in this episode, we'll talk LK machinery and why it might be the smartest CNC move you'll make all year. Today, we're spotlighting a brand that's been quietly shaking up the CNC world, LK Machinery. And if you've never heard of them, or you've just dismissed them as some offshore, just another offshore tool builder, well, I want you to buckle up. You might be missing out on one of the smartest capital investments you can make in 2025. Now, who is LK Machinery? LK Machinery isn't some fly-by-night brand. We're talking about a $4 billion, that's right, $4 billion global powerhouse with over 40 years of machine tool manufacturing expertise, delivering everything from high-speed VMCs to massive die-cast machines. 16,000-ton gigacasting machine. That sound familiar to you? Been posting a little bit on LinkedIn about that machine. They just got that up and going. I believe it's the largest die-cast machine in the world. I don't know anything about die-cast, but that tells me that thing's really huge. 16,000 tons. Whew, I can't even get my head around that. But hey, back to the CNC stuff, right? Now listen, LK Machinery's been huge in Asia and Europe over the decades, but now their North American footprint is really starting to take off. LK machines are showing up in serious shops, from aerospace suppliers to plastic mold builders, because the real value to performance ratio is unbelievable. Now, you say, why should you care? That's a great question. Let's say you're running a job shop. Maybe you're looking at that second Haas or eyeing a used Doosan. But you know you need something that gives you more for less. Here's what LK brings to the table. Let's start with Fanuc and Siemens or Mitsubishi controls. These options are there for you, whatever you need. But you're not ever going to be locked into proprietary junk. You know what I'm talking about. You've seen it before. We want just proven industrial controls with full parts and service networks in the United States. Makes sense, doesn't it? What about your spindle options? Oh my. 10, 12, 15,000 RPM and more. Cat 40s, Cat 50s, BP, Big Plus, coolant through spindles, chillers. That's standard stuff. You can spec this thing any way you want. Now, what about linear guide rails? Everybody's talking about linear guideways. Listen, everybody used to talk about boxways, right? That was the industry standard for decades. But back in the 1960s, that was great. But this is 2025. Hey, linear rails are king, especially if you're pushing speed, and who's not, accuracy, and who's not, and smoother finishes. LK Machinery's linear ways on their VMCs are really dialed in for this. Faster rapids and reduced cycle times. Now, who's not trying to reduce their cycle times right now? You know you are. Clean, precise interpolation for 3D surfacing. Everything's got a 3D surface on it anymore. Didn't used to be that way, but it is now. High efficiency tool paths. You better have a fast machine that can locate and turn a corner quick, or your high efficiency tool paths are never going to go anywhere. You know what? Also, great thing about linear rails, minimal maintenance. and it's a lower long-term wear. Those are built for speed and accuracy and wear. From mold shops to high-speed aluminum bracket production, these machines just perform without needing to add $50,000 in options just to compete. Well, you say, Andy, that sounds too good to be true. Pricing must be astronomical. That's where LK starts turning heads. Now, I've seen shops pick up brand new, full-size, 40-inch by 20-inch VMCs with the big brand names, probing, coolant through, tool setters, the whole thing, $241,000. I've seen the quote. It's real. LK can give you that same quality of machine, all the same specs, probing, coolant, chip conveyor, everything, for less than half of that. Now that's ROI. How are you going to make and compete with a $241,000 machine when the guy down the street bought the LK for less than half? He can do the same work you can do, but he's going to do it a lot cheaper and make a lot more money. Sounds like he'll be in business a long time. Now listen, what are the buyers saying? Okay, we've placed LK machines in prototype shops, probably every type of machine shop that's out there in the world today. Full bore production lines. One client's got over 3,000 of our machines running every day, lights out, 24/7, 365. And guess what? You're probably talking on one of their phones right now that they're making at that company. I'm not really allowed to say. But if you ever FaceTime somebody, you probably did it on a phone that was machined on an LK machine. Okay? That's as far as I'm going with that. But hey, listen, seriously. Another client swapped out 2 older Fidel units. He saw over 22% increase in cycle time. Basic rigidity, speed of tool change, rapids, all the things. It just killing him. Same program. Nothing really changed. But guess what? Speed matters. And it matters in today's world. Another shop over in Indiana was skeptical at first, of course. They would be. They put their LK lathe up against an old 10-year-old Okuma lathe and said, you know what? This LK machines hold tolerances like a tank. And it does. I've been there. I've seen the demos. It's unbelievable how tightly tolerant these machines are. Now, listen, it's not just about cheap machines. LK is not just about cheap machines. And that's what gets in people's heads. It's made in Taiwan and all these kind of things and based out of Hong Kong, which is not Chinese, not a Chinese company. But LK Machinery is bringing this product to the United States real soon. And these will be manufactured right here in our Edinburgh, Indiana plant very soon. But right now we're still based in Taiwan. But we're not just about cheap machinery, okay? It's about smart, solid engineering with real support. Service teams are all stateside. Parts are stocked. We have a stock room right there in Edinburgh. And we're even still running the run it, love it, or return it program. And that's going to give you as a buyer, peace of mind. Now, who's LK not for? Interesting question. If you're a brand name loyalist who needs a Mori or a Mazak, to feel a badge on the door, just to feel like, hey, I'm a real machine shop, maybe LK is not for you. But if you're focused on profitability, and who's not, rigidity, flexibility, and machines that just plain work without eating your capital budget, then LK deserves a serious look. Now, whether you're cutting aluminum molds or 4140 brackets or hardened tool steel, you're going to find the platform that you need. And with a standard 2-year warranty on the control and a 1-year warranty on the machine, and the field service install teams here locally on the stateside, you're not rolling the dice at all. Now listen, buying a CNC machine is just like choosing one of your coworkers, okay? You want somebody that's reliable. You want a powerful and affordable machine, okay? But you don't want the drama, right? LK is the machine tool brand that you would choose if you were spending your own money. And that's why I rep them. That's why my clients come back for more. So if you're speccing out your next VMC, turning center, or even looking into plastic injection or die cast, give LK a serious look. you might just find a better machine for a better price than you ever thought possible. Hey, thanks for listening to The Machine Room. Listen, don't forget to subscribe, and if you want more information on LK Machinery, reach out to me at andy.watkins@lk.world. Simple as that, andy.watkins@lk.world, or drop me a personal note at andy@andywatkins.com. Until next time, let's get back together and chat about these. We'll keep it real straightforward for you. Get out there, keep cutting those chips, keep crushing those tolerances.